The City of Ekurhuleni is set to elect a new mayor and council today following last week's removal of the DA's Tania Campbell through a motion of no confidence led by the ANC. Regulations said that a new mayor needs to be elected within a 7-day period. Our reporter Mbali Thethani is live for us in Ekurhuleni, Mbali, and a lot of this we're hearing, in fact, hangs on the ANC making sure that the EFF is happy.
That's certainly right, Timigil. Of course, we do know that negotiations are still underway here in the Ekurhuleni Council. Of course, we know that this House is expected to vote in its new mayor. This follows, of course, the ousting of the DA's Tania Campbell. But you'd remember, for quite some time, even as the media, we have been talking about these negotiations taking place at a much more bigger level when it comes to even how far, when you look at the issues coming out from the Johannesburg Council. And it's been known for quite a while that the EFF has been negotiating to get their hands on the Ekurhuleni Council. But of course, it will be quite interesting to see how the voting processes pans out for today. But at the same time, very interesting there, Mzandile Masina, who was the mayor in this council, of course, also pulling out his name for nominations for the House. So he's not expecting to come back, even though he is the chairperson of Ekurhuleni when it comes to the ANC. But I'm going to bring him in now. Of course, his name is Mzandile Masina, chairperson of the ANC here in Ekurhuleni. We understand that negotiations are still underway, but one would say that it's very interesting to see you pull out your name when it comes to the race of the mayorship.
Look, I was a mayor here for the past 5 years, between 2016 and 2021, and my organization, and I'm grateful the African National Congress gave me a chance. I became the mayoral candidate in November last year. Unfortunately, the ANC did not succeed. A good dancer knows when to leave the stage, so my name was not up anywhere. I've read about it in the media. I think it's a chance for a younger generation of the African National Congress. We've got quite a great depth of leadership in the ANC that if we win this motion, could be able to take the city forward. So we're happy that we're here, and we're confident that the African National Congress will come out here very, very strong.
When it comes to the negotiations, one would say that it's the negotiations between the ANC and the EFF, especially looking at how the meetings and the caucuses have transpired throughout the day. What are your negotiations looking like with the EFF?
Well, unfortunately, I'm not part of the negotiations. I get briefings from the leadership of the province, and so far, a great deal of progress has been made. But there is no finality yet, and we'll wait for our leadership. The chairperson of the province is here, and the secretary, to update us so that we're able to update the caucus in terms of how we move forward. But our strategic intent is to govern the city once again, because if you like, the city is on its knees now. Finances are worse off. They can no longer pay for bulk services. They decide whether to pay for workers or pay for bulk services. As I'm talking to you now, almost 11 days later, my rubbish bin has not been picked up. So it's symbolizing that there's a great deal of crisis. The finances are in worse position. So we need a party with experience to be able to rescue this municipality moving forward.
Does the EFF have the experience?
Well, I don't know. I know that the African National Congress has got a great deal of experience. We don't speak ill of other parties because in the difficult period of negotiations, we talk to all those that are ideologically inclined to the African National Congress. So it would not be good of me to criticize the other party, even when we're talking to them.
During, the provincial conference of the EFF in the East Rand, of course, the leader of the EFF, Julius Malema, said that the ANC is no longer the enemy. Are you working with the ANC, or is there some sort of agreement that going forward you will be working with the ANC? With the EFF?
Well, look, EFF is our political opponent. They have never been our enemies. That's why even at a personal level we befriend each other. I'm sure there are boyfriends and girlfriends in both parties, because we are together. Unlike the DA ideologically we're not together. So we don't have anything to talk to the DA about. So as I said, the EFF from time to time will engage them. The radical left, some of the ideas are almost similar to the ideas of the ANC. It's important that we must continuously talk between the African National Congress and the EFF.
We understand that the DA will be bringing forward Tania Campbell's name once again. How confident are you that she will not succeed in becoming the mayor again?
it demonstrates how not serious the DA is. How do you bring someone who has failed? Because we brought, the motion is not just, our negative feelings on elder woman Tania Campbell. It's because she doesn't understand she has failed. She doesn't have the requisite skills to be the mayor in the first place. So if they bring her, it's a continuation of insulting our people. In our complexes, we stay with some of the white families. They regret the decision of the DA bringing Tania because he has brought the city to its knees. If really they were serious, I'm sure there should be some depth of leadership in the DA that they should have brought here to try and rescue themselves. Even if she can win, the situation is going to get worse. And we're saying that this motion was critical so that our residents can see that we're not relaxing in council because we're public reps, but we raise these critical issues to try and ensure that we can steer the city to the right direction.
All right, of course. Thank you very much. That is Mzwanele Masena. He is the ANC chairperson in Ekurhuleni. Just talking about, the status of the Ekurhuleni Council. And of course, we do know that the Thembekile Council did start at around 10 o'clock this morning, but you would know that there has been a number of negotiations and talks on the side where some political parties have been asking for caucus breaks. But the word is that, of course, the EFF, Sunkululeko Dunga, who is the provincial chairperson of the EFF, of course, in Gauteng, he is somebody who the party is paving the way to, of course, ascend to that position of mayor. And also know that at the same time, because if a new mayor comes in, there will then become a new mayoral committee. And of course, the ANC and the EFF are negotiating in terms of how many positions, or MMCs rather, will the ANC then have their hands on, and of course sharing that with the EFF, and of course the other crucial positions being the position of Speaker and also the position of Chief Whip.
Mbali, Thethani, thank you very much for that update from Ekurhuleni.